Gosh darn it. I'm enjoying this book. Okay. The rain's condemning me. I am not allowed to speak. Okay. Oh, but I have to finish this book, so I have to jump back into it. And then I'm just like, I am weird. I was in it for the vibes. Hello everyone, what's up and welcome back to another reading vlog. I am finally posting my Spookoplathon. I won't say it's week 1, it's like week 2 right now, but I had a slump in week 1, which you will hear me talk about quite a lot in this video. I'm so sorry, I was so upset that I was in a slump right when Spookoplathon started, and I kind of felt it towards the end of September. I was like, I don't really want to pick up any book right now, but I have to because Spookoplathon. Week 1 was just, it was horrible. I do eventually get to reading, and the first book that I picked up was Strange Candy by Laurell K. Hamilton, and this is basically, no, it wasn't a book I picked up, it was like 2 stories in it because it followed the world of Anita Blake, but only those 2 stories. The rest of it was just random short stories that I was like, I'm not interested right now, I don't want to read them, I just want to focus on Anita Blake. And I was like, okay, so that is what we are going for. The first one is about a woman who wants Anita, who is an animator. She wants her to raise her husband from the dead so she can apologize for cheating on him. But the crux of the story is that this old lady is actually hiding something from Anita, and once she raises the husband, chaos ensues because the woman lied as to why she actually wanted her husband raised. The second story is called Selling Houses, and it's about this woman who is trying to sell a haunted house where kind of like a massacre / seance happened. I don't know, the thing is a bit unclear, but I was just like, okay, I'm going with it. And in the end she finds a buyer, but it is a pretty weird buyer, and I think I kind of spoiled it at the end, but I mean, it's like 5 pages. I'm sorry. I don't think anyone's going to read these short stories, but anyway, that is my thought, and then people come and they're like, oh, I read this because you recommended it, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. And then I read Wisteria by Adalyn Grace, which is the 3rd book in the Belladonna series, and I don't want to give too much away because Wisteria kind of focuses on 2 other characters, but if you are into young adult gothic fantasies / murder mysteries, I would suggest picking this series up because it's got those gothic vibes. You go with the character to solve murders, and there's a tidbit of magic involved. And then I pick up The Monarchs by Kass and Danielle Paige. This is the sequel to The Ravens, which you can see right here, and it basically jumps directly from the events of what happened in The Ravens, and it's just about these 2 characters. The one's called Scarlet, and she is trying to situate herself as the new president of the Ravens, but things continue to go wrong, and people keep saying that she's not like the previous president, which is kind of a good thing and a bad thing, but I don't want to give anything too much away. It's just that she's trying to find her place, and she keeps meeting adversary. Is that the correct word? Hold on. Adversary. Not adversary, adversary. Listen, there's a shop or mall in Johannesburg which is called Killarney Mall. Just look at the words and tell me you don't read Killarney Mall. My mom still laughs at me about that. But anyway, so then we also get Vivi, who is the new member to the Ravens, and she's still trying to situate herself in the new area that she is in because she hasn't been raised with magic, and so she's trying to prove herself to the group as well. And you know, just chaos ensues is basically what this book is about. It is a lot of chaos and a lot of backstabbing and a lot of... So let me send you back to Monday when I start Spookoplathon and when I officially start rolling the die. Good morning everyone, happy Monday. It is, well, I would say it's bright and early, but it's like 7:30, so it's not bright and early. I mean, for some people it is. Anyway, not the point I'm trying to make. I have been in a slump for like 2 weeks now. That's great. Anyway, I did start the Spookoplathon roll like when it started, but I hit a bad reading slump that week, and I couldn't read last week. I didn't have it in me. There was like nothing propelling me forward to read. Like every book I picked up, I was like, not really interested in this one. So Last night, I think I kind of cured it because I read like a novella, but I'm not 100% there. So I'm hoping to read a short story based on Laurell K. Hamilton's Anita Blake Vampire Hunter series. I just need to remember the name because it's a short story and I think it explains a bit how Anita came to be, but it all depends on the Bookoplathon board. So I just want to go check what the name of the book is. Strange Candy. Okay, so I want to read that. Will the dice be in my favor? Who knows? So we're just gonna go to dice roller. I have 2 here. Let me just do it like that. I hope you can see. And I'm going to not roll, apparently. I'm going to roll 9. Okay, so I'm just gonna use this because I don't know if you guys can see with the cursor. And I'm just, so you start here and it's 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I landed on here and I was like, no. Okay, so future. A book you've been saving for the future or the right time, also known as a rainy day book. Okay, so I will be reading that. I don't particularly know what this book is about, but hopefully it gets me out of the slump because good grief, I am not having a good time. Like, everyone is just over here reading and I'm like, I'm not interested in any of the books that I'm reading, so hopefully this helps. I also think it's because I've been reading like 3 books per week and I think my brain's just exhausted and it wants to take it slow, so I'm gonna be doing that. Ew. Some of these descriptions. If he forgives me, you'll be dead. Ma'am, shut up. I mean, what did you expect? People are so stupid sometimes. She was warned about the consequences. She was told directly and now she's like, help me. No, suffer. That was so weird. How long is this book? Oh, do I need to read all of it? Question. I think... No, this isn't about Anita. Okie dokie. So that was it. Because in the description she said, can I just get there? This is the first time Anita ever walked on paper. So there might be more. I'm gonna look, but that was such a strange story. I'm really hoping you can hear me over the fan because it's just too hot to switch it off. I read 2 stories in the Strange Candy anthology, I guess you can call it that. Not that it matters anyway. I'll put the name of the first short story here. It was okay. It was basically about us being introduced to Anita and how she is going to raise a woman's husband from the dead, and she wants to apologize to her husband, but she's not very clear towards Anita as what her intent is and why she's apologizing. And she tells Anita that she cheated on her husband, but she's actually lying and she did something different to her husband. So yeah, it's basically just really Anita just raising a zombie from the dead and the consequences that follow thereafter for this woman, not for Anita, because Anita is obviously an animator, so it doesn't really affect her. And then the second story was Selling Houses. It's very big on the law in the story or in the series that vampires are seen as live people. Like, I think it's the Bill of Life or something like that that they fall under. So you can't kill them because killing them equals murder. The law was passed so you can't just go out and kill a vampire. You have to have a legit reason, like he was a murderer or something. And you have to be a certified vampire hunter. You cannot just go into their house and kill them because then you will be out for murder. And it's about this family of vampires who want to buy a haunted house, or just actually buy a house, but they get pushed away every time because nobody wants to sell them a house. So yeah, that was that story. It was okay. I actually thought because the house was haunted there was going to be some eerie, dark, creepy thing happening at the end, especially with the character that we were introduced. I don't know who that character is. It might make sense in the long run, but right now I'm not sure. I don't know if that character is gonna pop up again and we're gonna get a reason as to why he wanted the house or something. But it does say that it is the story that of selling houses is not attached to Anita Blake per se. It is just in her world, and I was like, okay, not happy about that, but fine. And then there was a third story in this anthology that's also part of the Anita Blake series, but it is before, I think it's Narcissus of Chains. Hold on, let me get the book. One of the few books of Anita Blake I actually have in my possession. It is before this book, so before I read this book, I will have to, wow, that's shiny. I will have to jump into the short story, if I remember, because I don't think I can. Whoa, this is a thick book. You know when you walk into a library and there's this old papery smell? This is how the book smells, and I love it. I don't know, it reminds me of my childhood. But anyway, let's go to dice roll. Okay, we were at future. Rot. So we are going to, I'm just going to put it like this. We're going to roll again. Oh, that's 11. And then, so we were here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What is that? Oh, feed scroll. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay. I'm not always a fan of these because sometimes when I see books I'm like, let's go to Instagram. What is this? Okay, somebody doesn't want to bookbox. I don't want to read an Afrikaans book, okay? Let me put it like that. So we're just gonna okay. Just like the third book. Okay, so it looks like I'm going to be reading Wisteria because I have read Belladonna and I have read Foxglove, and I did say in my TBR video that I do want to read Wisteria pretty soon. Those are pretty covers and I really like. Okay, so the question now is, do I listen to it on audio or do I just read it? Maybe I can do both. Because I felt like the biggest reason for my reading slump is the fact that I've been listening to much audio, so I don't necessarily listen to what is happening. Like, I'm bored half of the time and I'm just putting it on for background noise. I'll do both. I'll listen and read Wisteria. Simone's gonna be so happy. Hello everyone, I got to chapter 5 of Wisteria, like 20% in, and I'm thinking I'm gonna read it slow. I'm gonna see how far I get tomorrow, but I think I'm gonna pace myself through it, even though I just want to hunker down and read it right now because it's getting so good. Oris and Blythe are just the epitome of enemies to lovers. I think I'm gonna call it a day for that. I really am enjoying it, as I enjoy every other book that I read. You know, it's no surprise when I come on here and I'm like, I'm enjoying this book. I am. It's atmospheric, it's got lots of tension. I don't like the way Oris is treating Blythe at the moment. Like, I know why he's doing it, but at the same time I'm like, okay, maybe you should treat her better. Even though he doesn't know who she really is, I just wish he would not be, what is the word I'm looking for? I can't think of a word. An ass. Plain and simple. I wish he wouldn't be one. If I get to maybe 65% tomorrow, that would be great. I do have another book that I'm reading. This is me saying in the beginning I don't want to read lots of books, and right now I'm reading another book, but it's for another video and it's an Afrikaans video, so you know. Okay. The rain's condemning me. I am not allowed to speak. Happy Tuesday. I think you can hear the rain in the background. If you can, yay, it's ambiance. So I am on 61% of Wisteria right now. So much has happened. I have been waiting for... I was waiting for Blythe and Oris to actually like figure out what is happening in this whole plot thing. I don't want to give a lot away because I know, you know, a lot of people haven't read Wisteria yet. I was hoping they would figure out together the issue, but now we have been introduced to another character that I'm like, first of all, there's already like a plot thing happening with Blythe, but now we're getting introduced to some crazy woman who I'm just like, why is there so much going on? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm really enjoying it and I would really like to know how this is going to end, but at the same time I'm like, there's so many of you, so many characters, so we have to brace ourselves for more conflict and more things going wrong, and it's just going crazy. But I am really enjoying it and I'm hoping to finish this tomorrow. I'm taking a break from Wisteria right now. Not that it's bad or anything, it's just that if there's too much conflict, my anxiety peaks. I don't know, my anxiety peaks for the randomest things. Like the other day my husband and I were watching Deal or No Deal and I got anxious because of the choices the dude had to make, and I was like, I am weird. I am going to be sitting and watching a few YouTube videos right now, and then tomorrow I'll give you a final update on the book. Should I move on to the next roll? I don't know. Maybe we should do a final roll and see if I can finish the book that I picked up last week. Right now I'm just like, okay, you need to maybe finish this one sooner so that this vlog can go up on Friday. But at the same time I'm like, I'm really enjoying myself right now. I'm glad I didn't hit the hardest slump in my life. I gave myself time last week to just work through it, and this weekend as well I was like, if you read, you read. If you don't read, you don't read. Don't make it like a chore, because reading is supposed to be fun, and if it becomes a chore, like, you hit reading slumps. Lesson learned. Don't force yourself. If you need a break, take a break. I think the problem with me was I was trying to complete a reading streak because I was going for like 20 something days on Fable. Unshamed plug, you can follow me on Fable as well. I'll put it in there down below. But I had a streak of about, let's see, 31 days, and then it ended on Sunday because Sunday I just couldn't read anymore. The streak was 30 days. It started in September. I don't know if you guys can see, and then I'm just trying to jump to October. I read up until Sunday, well, Saturday, and then Sunday I was just like, nah, I'm not being bothered by this. There's a fly here and I'm slowly losing my temper, so I'm gonna love and leave you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Stop bothering me.
Body numbed as the world began to fog around his vision, until suddenly Signa was there. She smacked Dev on the shoulder, slipping around his shadows. You're going to give him a heart attack, she spat before turning to Aris. She's just gone.
Hello everyone, what's up? Welcome to my review, I guess. If you can hear that noise in the background, like the neighboring people next door, they are fixing the lawn, mowing the lawn, doing the lawn things. So I finished Wisteria and I haven't yet decided what I want to give it. I think it's between a 4.5 and a 4.75. It's not a 5-star, and I really wish it was a 5-star. I enjoyed every aspect of this book besides the ending. I didn't receive a lot of closure for the ending. Like, I needed more answers regarding Signa's life, more her mother and the incidents involved around her mother, because we were just getting a tad more information. But because this focused more on Blythe and Oris, we didn't get as much information as we would have wanted. The epilogue felt a bit rushed. Maybe I feel like this book could have been 50 pages more, where we see how maybe Oris struggles to remember himself, because how is it that Blythe couldn't remember who she was, but Oris, after 23 years, remembered? You know, it's just, some things don't make sense, and I know the book had to end, and it had to end on a happy ending, so here we are. But it's just, I needed more from every other character. I know the story wasn't really focused on Signa and them, but still, I just wanted a bit more information. I think I'm gonna give it a 4.5. Yeah, because that just makes things easier for me. So I'm thinking of spending one last time. I don't know what I'm going to be reading, but we'll see what we land on, and then we can carry on with. This is such a weird angle, but I'm gonna make this quick because I'm mowing the lawn or doing something with the lawn. So for those of you who remembered, you know, I wanted to get the dice roller going, and then I completely forgot about it. Anyway, we landed on feed scroll over here, so whatever the die decides now, I will be rolling, obviously. Please don't let it be a double. Oh, thank goodness. I wasn't ready for a double. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 8, right? Mood read. Am I really? Oh, gosh darn it. Am I gonna do it? I'm probably gonna do it. Okay. It's not a mood read, it's more of a I want to finish this because I said I was going to read it in October. I'm sorry, I was sitting very close to the camera right now. So I think I can finish this tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday, which gives me ample time to edit this whole vlog and everything. But I'm just like, I will probably dive into this one right now. I don't know, maybe it'll go by fast. Hello everyone, I think this is going to be the last check-in before I end the vlog, but I am not finished. I am on 63% of the Monarchs, and things are getting really interesting. There are some things in here that annoy me, like drama, that kind of drama, because there always has to be a breakup, there always has to be girls against girls and guys against guys and all that kind of jazz, and I'm just like, I'm tired of this. I think the only thing for me is this book feels like it is extra long, and I don't know if it's because I'm still kind of struggling. Like Wisteria was good, but this one I'm like, can we get a move on now? Can we just get somewhere? Because it's infighting. There's a lot of infighting in the sorority, and the Monarchs, who is like the overarching board for the Ravens, they don't want anything to do with this. There's a severe issue going on in the sorority, and they're just like, sorry, it's your problem. And I think especially the problem is that one of the main characters, her name is Scarlett, she's trying to impress her mother, and her mother is like this, you have to be good, otherwise you don't earn her respect. And she called her mom about the issue, and she's like, I need to talk to you about something. And her mom's like, please tell me it's at least good news. And she's like, no, not really, but we have an issue at the house. And then all of a sudden her mom's like, no, I don't want to deal with this. I already told you what I wanted to tell you about this. And I'm like, but help her. She's kind of in a situation. I don't know what to expect about this book. I don't know where we're going. There's also a person that's like behind all of this, and I cannot tell you who I think it is. I thought I had an idea, but the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm like, it can't be that obvious. So I don't know. By the end of tonight, I might be done with this one, and then I can give you my final thoughts. My final thoughts tomorrow. It's only 12:30 now. Why is this day going by so slow? I mean, I shouldn't probably complain because then I have a lot more reading time, but at the same time I'm like, okay, like I'm bored right now. I actually just want to do other things and listen to this, because just working and listening to an audiobook is so boring. Like I keep getting distracted, and then I will do something else after pausing the video and then not want to do anything, and then I'm like, oh, but I have to finish this book, so I have to jump back into it, and then I'm just like welcome to the end of the vlog. I can finally say I am finished with the Monarchs, and I'm so happy I picked this book up. Even though the middle part for me was really, it was dragging. I wanted more action. I wanted to see where everything was going to go, and I just wanted it a bit shorter. Looking back at it, I'm thinking, okay, maybe I was too nitpicky towards it, and I just had to be in the moment to really appreciate what was going on. Obviously, this is a YA mystery, so the things that were supposed to be obvious, I really didn't get. I was in it for the vibes. I'm happy. I'm happy I wasn't trying to figure out who exactly was behind all these things. I just went with it. And I'm so happy I did, because I was shocked. If you saw the B-roll in the previous clip, you would see I was really shocked to learn who was the perpetrator and who was behind everything. And to top it all off, there was another character in this that I feel like he and Scarlet would have made the greatest pair, but unfortunately Scarlet was going to have to end up being with someone else. So unfortunately he had to leave. But I was like, okay, maybe in another universe these two meet up. It's kind of like a witch hunter versus witch vibes that they gave me, and I was eating their relationship up. Anyway, unfortunately, it never came to fruition. I think because this book was so draggy for me in the beginning, and I was really upset with Vivi's character, how she acted towards Savannah, and how the other characters also acted towards her. Is her name Savannah? Scarlet. Did I just keep calling her Savannah? I meant Scarlet. The way they acted towards her, I was like, I'm not vibing with this. I'm really not enjoying this. And I think because the middle was a bit like everything continued to go wrong, and I was like, okay, can we get to the part where you figure out what you need to fix so that things stop going wrong? So I'm gonna give this a 4-star. It's by no means bad, but I think The Ravens, which is this book, still has a special place in my heart. It is obviously the first book following this book. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one more than I did this. I think maybe because this one was just, it was the first book, and this one tried to live up to the first book by having more things happening. If you want to read this book without jumping to this one, you're more than welcome to. Don't let me tell you what to read, but at the same time, this kind of reads like a standalone, so you don't have to jump towards the Monarchs. But if you want to read the Monarchs, you're gonna have to read this, because obviously there's a lot of spoilers in this one. And then also, just to recap, I read 2 stories in Strange Candy, and I kind of felt about them because they weren't as scary as I thought they were going to be, or they weren't as entertaining as I thought they were going to be. It was more just a slice of life of Vanessa Black's life, as well as just, I don't know, a weird supposed ghost haunted story that ended up not being a haunted house story, and it just ended up being a vampire who wanted to buy a house. And then I also read Wisteria, which is the last book in the Belladonna series. I really enjoyed it, but I felt like I couldn't give it the full 5 stars that I wanted it to. Some of my questions went unanswered, and even though, because my best friend was like, okay, they explained that maybe they should let it slide, I'm like, yeah, they can let it slide, I cannot, because I need closure. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I don't even know what just happened there. Keep your eyes peeled for next week, where I will probably continue with the dice roll, because I have a lot of catching up to do. I have a lot of things to read. So I'll see you guys in a video next week. Bye.